that Kenya Airways Flight 203 is already in Kenyan airspace. That's a flight from Mumbai carrying the remains of the former Prime Minister. It's expected to land in about an hour or so at the JKIA. And this kind of honor is probably reserved for former heads of state or heads of state in Kenya, because we've had Jomo Kenyatta, Daniel Moi and Mwai Kibaki. But the kind of honors that Raila Odinga is going to receive definitely is much more than any other Kenyan who's not gotten to the level of head of state. But this is the same Kenyan who has been denied an opportunity to lead as president 5 times. He has not been shy to oppose things that he did not believe in. As you said yesterday, is perhaps the most consequential death. And I mean, from the flight is still above Somali airspace. We are tracking the flight KQ203. It will be in Kenyan airspace within the next few minutes. And yes, we'll be tracking it before it lands at the JKIA. Bwana Sossion, do you understand why many people did not agree with Raila Odinga from time to time?
You know, conservatism is a disease everywhere. And people who wanted to engage in self-preservation and preserving their own interest and refusing change would definitely view Raila as a radical. And of course, the views of Raila were very revolutionary. We needed a new political and democratic order, and the establishments at that time really would not accommodate that. But this is not only going to be a consequential death, but Raila is going to tower as the most consequential post-independent leader in Kenya, above even the presidents. The presidents have occupied offices, but Raila has occupied the country and has shaped the country from his position, from his influence. And one thing that we note about Raila, even as labor leaders, is that he was a very meticulous organizer. Politics is about organizing, building networks, connecting, and building relations with people, with institutions. In fact, if you hear the stories now, you will get even those mamambogas and those boda-bodas calling Raila and having very hearty conversations with groups. And sometimes the ordinary people, the mamambogas and the rest, would even know that Raila is landing in a given place before the leaders are very much aware. This was a very meticulous organizer and a true social democrat to the core, who believed in social equality and equity. And, you know, conservatives are owners of capital. They would like to preserve their interest and dominance and perpetuate inequality. But the social democratic philosophy talks of equity, fairness. If you look at the philosophy of Raila all through, is basically on social issues and democratic rights of people. So I think basically the country has come very far, has been shaped by Raila Odinga since the clamor for multipartyism. And the moment we started having the first multi-party elections in 1992, then the journey of redirecting and elevating the democratic politics of this country started with Raila on the steering. He has been on the steering up to when he left us. Yeah. And people may have looked at him in terms of compromising with governments in place. He started with Moi as early as 1997, building the cooperation as a strategy, and it worked. He ended up being a minister
Secretary General of the KNUT.
Yes, and being a Secretary General of the party of the president, that of KNUT. And, you know, that is making sacrifices for the country.
And even as you continue speaking, we have very dramatic pictures there from the JKIA as supporters and mourners throng the airport as they wait for the remains of the former Prime Minister to land aboard that Kenya Airways Flight 203, which is now on African airspace and is expected to land in about an hour's time.